y'all.
Hello.
Here is Jordan.
And Erin.
And we're back with a new episode.
So excited to be here, as always.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I'm always happy to help.
Yeah, I'm always excited that you're the one doing the research this time.
It is fun to just get to sit back and have somebody tell you a story.
Yeah.
All right. So, that being said, Jordan, have you ever heard of a little place called New York City?
Maybe once or twice.
Okay.
You might need to remind me.
Okay. It is in New York.
Okay.
And that's all you need to know.
Okay.
All right. What about the Chelsea Hotel?
That sounds vaguely familiar, but there's also so many haunted hotels. I don't know if I'm just making that up in my head.
Yes, and I'm glad that you said that because I have a little bit of a beef to pick with the internet. Number one for a lot of things, but in specific relation to the podcast, every time you try to research something about a haunting, I found that every article tries to claim that whatever the focus is.
The most haunted?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
They can't all be the most haunted hotel in America.
Yeah. Or the most haunted town or the most haunted house.
Who,
for sure.
Who is awarding this? Who's regulating it? I think this is an area that we really need to rein some things in.
A lawless land.
Yeah, it is. It's the Wild West. Okay, Chelsea Hotel sounds vaguely familiar. So I didn't know much about the Chelsea Hotel before this week. Obviously, I knew that it existed and it was in New York. I thought it was supposed to be pretty artsy, but that's really all I knew. And there's so much more than that. So the Chelsea Hotel is located at 222 West 23rd Street in Manhattan.
Okay.
It is a New York City designated landmark.
I feel like there's so many of those.
Yeah, probably. But it made the cut. So, designated landmark, and it is on the National Register of Historic Places. And to be honest, there's so much interesting information out there about the hotel itself, not even getting into anything supernatural or haunting related.
Oh, I love history.
Yes. So I did include a fair bit of history, but I really had to pick and choose what I wanted to share with you to try to make time for everything.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend reading up on the hotel in general if you have a chance. I did read one Substack that the Chelsea neighborhood in New York was named after the hotel as opposed to the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a fun little fact for you. So let's start with the hotel's history. The building was originally designed as a housing cooperative, and construction began in 1883, and it opened in 1884, which as I was doing this, I remembered those were the same years that that event went on that later, the area became the Seelbach Hotel. It was the same years.
Oh, yeah. Wild. Why do we keep doing this?
Yeah, that's the second time that I've done it. I swear I'm not doing it on purpose. But so it opened in 1884. And at that time, the 12-story building was the tallest building in New York City.
Wow.
Just
How fancy.
Right? For reference, One World Trade Center is the current tallest building in New York, and it is 104 stories. So
That's
a little bit of difference.
insane.
My preference is somewhere in between 12 and 104.
Yeah, a fucking 50-story building is tall enough for me. Thank you.
Right? Okay. I'm glad we agree on that. It was also one of the first buildings in New York with duplex and penthouse apartments.
Huh. And 1880s, I thought it was going to be a lot older.
No?
Wow. That's
Post-Civil
pretty
War.
new.
Yeah. So the interior of the hotel is very grand. Lots of marble, onyx, stained glass. There's gargoyles and just that gorgeous ornate detail that we really think about as being so common back then.
Very 1880s Grand Hotel style.
Yes. Yeah. They don't do that anymore. Philip Hubert, the hotel's designer, wanted the building to appeal to a diverse group of residents. He wanted it to be a self-contained, purpose-built artist community.
Okay.
And I always knew it was associated with artists and the whole art scene, but to know that that was the intention from the beginning, I thought was really interesting.
So it wasn't built to be a hotel. It was built to be like artist housing.
Yes.
Okay.
So each floor had apartments of various sizes to accommodate tenants from varying socioeconomic backgrounds, which I also thought was interesting. Now, each apartment did have its own bathroom and a phone in each room.
How modern.
Right?
Wow.
On the premises, there was also a barber shop, restaurant, cafe, laundry room, billiard room, baking, or I guess bakery, it just said baking in the article, fish and meat shop, and a grocery.
Nice.
So really going for that self-contained little community there. The building itself is very distinctive. It is a combination of Queen Anne Revival and Victorian Gothic style.
What a combo. Okay. Okay. I need to see pictures of this.
It's really neat to see. This was one of the first Victorian Gothic buildings in the city.
Okay. Trendsetter.
Exactly. When it first opened, it attracted a lot of artists, authors, etc., just like they had wanted. And since its opening, so many celebrities have stayed there over the years. Everyone from Mark Twain, Arthur Miller, Bob Dylan, Janis Joplin, Andy Warhol. The list goes on and on and on.
A who's who of famous people.
Exactly. In 1905, the building faced a lot of financial hardships, and that's when it was converted into an apartment hotel.
Okay.
So you could rent rooms for a short period of time, but there were also plenty of permanent residents. In the 1930s, it remained popular with artists because of low rents, friendly atmosphere, and privacy.
It's wild to me that rent was low and that it was marketed to like different socioeconomic levels because each room had a bathroom and a phone.
Yes.
Like that feels very top of the line to me.
It is in many ways like this enigma and lots of contradictions. Because, I would think, low rent, absolute hole in the wall, no amenities, and that is not the case. So in the 1940s, it became associated with bohemianism and that whole movement. In the 1950s, the hotel had begun accepting Black residents, which is great.
Oh, the 50s?
Yeah.
Whew, okay.
I say great in that it was, not as soon as it should have been, but still before a lot of others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So comparatively good, I guess. It did change hands a number of times once it became a hotel. In 1942, David Bard bought the hotel out of bankruptcy and operated it until his death in 1964. Now, by the 1950s, David had sold all of his other hotels, preferring to spend the majority of his time with the artists at the Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
And then his son Stanley took over after his father's death and operated it for another 43 years.
Wow.
I read that Stanley was pretty interesting.
You'd have to, especially if he like grew up in this building with his dad.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was there with him because I did read that he recalled being jealous of the hotel because his dad spent all his time there.
That's sad.
Yes, yeah. So a lot of love-hate relationship with the hotel.
Yeah. But not enough hate if he stayed with it for 43 years.
I don't know. Never underestimate hate and revenge and what a person will do.
Must have been making a lot of money.
No, he really did love it, as you will soon find out.
Okay.
So in the 1960s, the neighborhood started going downhill, and Stanley was trying to figure out how to attract new tenants. He was actually using word of mouth a lot. And
Best form of advertising.
Right? Free. That's my favorite part. And in terms of like his managerial style, he was really laid back, but a bit unpredictable.
Okay.
So for example, he would allow pets on a whim and was known to charge residents different rates based on whether he liked them.
Do you know that post that's like the screenshot and it's like Bruce landlord and he's like no pets and then the person sends a picture of the pet and then like everybody edits in their own animal and it's like I will make an exception because he looks very nice.
I've seen that one. I always love that.
Literally this guy.
100%. He was the original. So it doesn't end there. The Wall Street Journal ran the headline, If Stanley Bard likes your wife, you'll get a room at the Chelsea. I looked for that article. I tried. Could not find it because I 100% was here for that.
Oh my God.
He sometimes...
I can't tell if that's brilliant marketing or like legit and horrible.
Probably somewhere in between.
Yeah, it could go either way. Yeah.
And I bet sometimes it was great. Sometimes it was god awful.
Your wife has a bad day one day and then your rent goes up like $300 the next month.
Hey, you knew what you were getting into when you moved in.
It's like, honey, you've got to bake him like 60 million cookies and also a pie. We can't afford this rent anymore.
He sometimes accepted paintings when residents couldn't pay the rent.
Okay, that's not a bad decision. Sometimes, like, I know that is a thing. I knew somebody at one point. I used to work with a guy who, I think it was his mom or his grandmother, apparently used to sell paints to Bob Ross. And, like, sometimes he would pay her with a painting. So, like, for a while, they just had, like, collections of Bob Ross paintings to sell.
I love Bob Ross.
It was just random, but like that's a legitimate thing. Like I'm not saying Bob Ross is the only one who's done that, but it's like a legitimate thing to like trade. Yeah,
for sure. Like you give them what you have. I also read about an instance where he allowed someone to work as a bellhop there in the hotel because they couldn't pay the rent. So if he liked you, he was willing to make a lot of allowances for you. And I did read something else about how, you know, by the end of his life, he had kind of curated quite the collection of art.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Probably worth quite a bit. Now, he monitored all aspects of the hotel closely and even sometimes refused to rent rooms to people who were disruptive or that he just disliked, which I kind of respect.
Vibe check, it's off. You're out.
I really did reference vibes in like 2 sentences in my notes. Great minds. So it seems as though he would prioritize the artistic tenants even over the high-paying guests.
Wow, okay.
So...
I mean, I guess that makes sense because, like, you got to live with them, you know?
Yeah. I think that he was in it for the vibes, not the cash.
Okay.
He also really helped curate the artistic community of the Chelsea and that whole area. And I think that kind of goes with, you know, maybe he could recognize the talent in people and think like this person needs a place to stay that they can afford and they can still be able to create their art because they're really good. Their art is going to be important. I'm going to help them.
Not to get too into it, but is it Ireland or Scotland that did the universal basic income for artists? And like they did like a trial period and then they just this last year decided to keep it on permanently because it more than paid for itself.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So like 100%, dude.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Like, and we need art. We need artists out there. Like not everybody's meant to work in an office or whatever.
And we don't live in a day and age anymore where rich royal people are sponsoring artists and hermits and stuff.
No, that is not what the rich are into these days.
God, I would have loved to be a rich person's hermit. Let me live in a cave on your property and I'll be weird and you can tell your friends about me like I'm your weird exotic pet and I don't have to worry about like taxes or anything.
You have given me so much motivation just now to become rich. Rich enough to have a cave on my property.
I'll be your hermit.
Yeah, I would be honored.
New retirement plan for both of us.
Okay, I love this. So the hotel has had numerous renovations and rebirths over the years. And there's like a whole lot of drama there that I won't even get into, much like you'd see in any sort of business transactions. It's really run the gamut over the years in terms of going from luxury hotel to kind of seedy dive place back to luxury hotel. Now, just for kicks, I went ahead and looked into what it would cost for us to get a room there.
Okay.
And so we're going to be looking at anywhere from $663 to $1,700 a night.
Oh, okay. So a hotel, not rent.
Yes. Yeah. Just as the hotel.
Do people still live there? Or is it only a hotel now?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I think over the years it has slowly become more and more hotel. So if it's not fully hotel yet, it will be. Some of the articles did talk about, you know, people being able to stay there because of rent control.
Yeah. So they're kind of just like waiting for their tenants to die out.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
Kind of dark, but maybe to make future ghosts.
Okay. So the low end is $600 a night?
Yes. So, I mean,
I thought you were going to say a month. Oh my God. Okay.
no. So I'm not
They
saying
better
it's impossible.
fluff my pillow every time I roll over. What the fuck?
They do. That was specified in the room description.
Man,
Live-in
fuck rich
pillow
people.
fluffer.
Okay.
So I think, if we do it, we are going to, at a minimum, need Carolina and our friend Maggie to pitch in and split the room with us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're sharing that. It better be an Alaskan king-size bed, and we're sharing it.
Yeah. And I don't care that Maggie lives in New York. She can take a night off and she can come stay with us.
Yeah. A staycation.
Yeah. That she helps pay for.
Yeah.
Maggie, if you're listening, go ahead and get ready.
Hey, listen. For the experience to say that you have stayed in a hotel that costs $600 a night at minimum. Jesus Christ. Okay.
I did stay at a very expensive one in Nashville when my mom got a work award. Mm-hmm. And they wanted me to surprise her there when she got the award. So they had me come down and paid for everything. And I mean, it was nice. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was that many hundreds of dollars nice, but... Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I've stayed in nice hotels for work. Not that expensive, but pretty nice hotels. And maybe I'm just fucking nitpicky and it's my background in construction and all that. Mm-hmm. But I have yet to see a hotel that's worth it.
No.
It's still a room that hundreds of people are staying in a year.
Yeah.
It's gonna
a used bed.
Yeah. Yeah. The trim in the bathroom is shit.
I feel that way with a lot of expensive things. You reach that kind of point of, diminished returns or whatever. Yeah. And I remember you'd see in celebrity magazines or something oh, this is the shirt that Reese Witherspoon or whoever is wearing and it costs $600. Well, it's a shirt.
Yeah.
So
you're paying for the brand, not for the item itself.
There's a difference between a $1 shirt and a $25 shirt, but at a certain point,
yeah,
it's just a shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how good it could be.
I feel like we're going to get a cease and desist letter from the Chelsea now.
Chelsea.
Stop bad-mouthing our hotel. It's a nice hotel.
Nothing but respect. And I got all of this from other people's various articles and posts and things. So you are going to have to take it up with them.
In my defense, I'm not in the Chelsea Hotel's tax bracket. So there.
Me either. I thought maybe there was a chance we might be, but no. No, we're not. So before we get into the various deaths at the hotel and the hauntings, I just want to give a general trigger warning for a couple of references to suicide.
Okay. I feel like every hotel, people, this is sad to say, but there are people who, when they decide to commit suicide, they go to a hotel so that it's a stranger that has to deal with it and not anybody that they know. So I feel like anytime you have a haunted hotel, there's gonna be a suicide.
100%. And naturally, it's a hotel that's been around for almost 150 years. So it's not going to be a stranger to tragedy in any sort of way. I will say that some of the deaths at the Chelsea were, I feel, particularly gruesome and spooky.
All right, here we go.
So first, just some general deaths. In 1908, a socialite named, I believe, Almira Wilcox died from a pill overdose. Mm-hmm. In 1909, a man named Frank Kavecki shot himself. Then in 1953, poet Dylan Thomas died after supposedly drinking 18 straight whiskeys.
Oh my God.
Which is so many whiskeys.
What a way to go out. Do you think they made somebody cover his tab?
That is a good question.
How do you handle that?
It would be awkward. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah. We're gonna close out.
We still have the matter of the bill.
Yeah. That's rough.
Right?
But at least he probably wasn't feeling any pain.
In 1974, Billy Maynard was found beaten to death in his room.
Ooh.
I tried to look up more about this because it did happen to mention that he was known for this rather avant-garde photography, frequently focusing on glam rock acts and trans performers and drag queens. And so I don't know if there was, any sort of connection there.
Hate crime type shit. What year was that?
74.
Okay.
But I also know New York in the 70s was just...
Yeah, Wild West.
Wild. Yeah. So... Yeah. Then in 1978, Nancy Spungen was stabbed to death in her room, and her boyfriend, Sid Vicious,
oh my God. Okay. Sorry, that's a cartoon character. Okay.
No, not a cartoon character. Very messed up dude. He was the bassist for the punk rock band the Sex Pistols.
Oh.
I listened to a podcast episode once just about them and her death, and they were very troubled, both of them. So her boyfriend, Sid Vicious, was arrested for her murder. Before he could be tried, about 4 months later, he did die of a heroin overdose. I don't believe he died at the Chelsea, though.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I tried to look that up, and I couldn't confirm. All right, so that is going to bring us to the hauntings.
Okay.
Plural.
I'm strapped in.
Now, there is a lot of information out there about the Chelsea, like I said. So I really tried to cross-reference as much as I could and focus on the stories that I read in multiple places, because those seemed a little more reliable than the one-offs.
Yeah, the one-offs are always like very grain of salt. Did somebody just make this up for like an interview just to have something new to say?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I kept a lot of those in here too, but just...
Yeah, as long as you disclaimer, then you're good.
The big ones I'm focusing on, I read numerous places. I did get a lot of information from NewYorkGhosts.com, and my new favorite website, just because of its name, is TalkOfNewYork.com. I've said it to myself multiple times. The Chelsea's Hotel website itself, and then a couple of New York Times articles.
Okay.
So our first ghost is Mary. And in 1912, after the sinking of the Titanic, the Chelsea provided rooms to survivors like Mary.
Aww.
Yeah. So now, as if surviving the shipwreck was not traumatic enough, Mary's husband did not survive.
Oh.
Yeah. Obviously, she was incredibly distraught and just
Traumatized.
Traumatized beyond belief, could not be consoled. She stopped eating. Sounded like she was just fully catatonic.
Yeah.
She did wind up hanging herself in her 5th floor room. I don't know how many days after, but I think pretty soon after.
That's sad.
Yeah. Since her death, she has been seen roaming the 5th floor where she was staying. I did read one story of someone saying they found her hunched in the corner of their room,
absolutely
sobbing.
Not Mary. No,
right?
No.
There was also a story about a guy who was on the TV show The Sopranos, which I never watched, so I didn't really think, oh, that guy, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't remember his name now, but he claims to have encountered Mary.
Oh. Was it the main guy? Like Tony Soprano?
No.
Okay.
Because I saw the picture and I was like, I don't recognize you. That doesn't mean anything, but
some actor has seen her.
Yes. And he was like, absolutely not going back there. Sorry for your loss, Mary. Like,
yeah.
So that was just one story about her being hunched in the corner of the room, which is kind of like giving me a little goosebumps right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just if you said like she had like collapsed against a wall and was like sobbing, that I can picture totally fine. That's so sad. But like the visceral reaction of the word hunched makes me think like a grosser version of the Blair Witch Project where he's like standing in the corner. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah. I mean, terrifying.
With like horror movie sound effect of a woman crying.
Yes. Now, most of the stories about her talk about her often looking into the mirror. And that's actually led some people to refer to her as the vain ghost.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bloody Mary.
Oh, no. No, I didn't even think about that.
The vain ghost. Oh, come on.
Right?
Have some respect.
Like, rude. You don't even know her story.
Why she's looking in the mirror.
Well, one thing I read, of course, purely just the person speculating for a line, they said, is it possible that she's trying to make sure that she looks her best before she reunites with her husband?
Stop.
Yeah.
Ugh. And this is the mirror in the room? Or like
no, out on the 5th floor.
Oh, okay, so like in the hallway.
In the hallway or something, yeah. That was my understanding.
What if there's like two completely different ghosts in the 5th floor? And one of them is like this sobbing, crying woman, and the other one is just this lady who likes to like check herself in the mirror real quick.
There will be another mirror story.
What is with mirrors, man?
Mirrors be crazy.
Mirrors be fucking crazy.
Right? Now, I did read that Mary reportedly does not like to interact with the living.
That's
fair. Yeah. Everything that I read said, if you're staying at the Chelsea and you happen to encounter Mary, you just leave her be.
Mm-hmm. Not hard to do.
No, I think I would be great.
I would slowly back away and then probably cry.
Yeah. And maybe I might like kind of like bow, like
Yeah.
respect.
And then like hope she doesn't notice me and don't make eye contact.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Can you imagine making eye contact in the mirror?
we'll get there.
No, no, Erin, don't do this to me.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh God. Okay, keep going. Ugh.
So our next ghost is Nadia,
Oh.
and I'm not going to tell you what they call her yet.
Okay, noted.
Not-
Well, I love the name Nadia.
Right? Nadia was the artistic daughter of a wealthy silk merchant who lived in one of the more expensive rooms of the hotel. Mm-hmm. Now, this was, did I put it in here? This was about 10 years later, so like early 20s.
Okay, 10 years after Mary.
Yes.
Okay.
Nadia met a charming songwriter. I think a couple of places described him as a rogue.
I'm getting Moulin Rouge vibes here.
Right? And she defied her father's wishes and married this songwriter. Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, this songwriter began drinking, started neglecting her and their children. I believe they had 2 children, and he ultimately did abandon them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, rogue at minimum.
So a little Moulin Rouge, a little Hadestown, a little fast car.
Yes. Maybe a lot fast car.
Yeah.
I love that song. So, obviously, 1920s, 2 children. Nadia didn't really have a lot of options.
Single mother. I'm assuming daughter of a silk merchant. Not much education or job skills.
Yeah, had, artistic. So maybe she did have training as far as like painting and drawing or something, but not, like a money making.
Yeah, hard to make a living off that as a single mother.
Mm-hmm. Not having a lot of options, she returned to her parents at the Chelsea and begged to come home. Her father said okay, but he had some conditions. Yeah. She had to give up her art dreams.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, and basically wait on her parents hand and foot, Cinderella style, while also taking in sewing work to bring in extra money.
Okay.
I didn't read the sewing work part in every single item I read, but I read it more than once. Mm-hmm. And remember, he was already wealthy. Yeah. So I feel like not even needed.
Yeah.
Just to be a dick. So obviously, it didn't take long before Nadia was completely miserable.
Yeah, I would assume even before she got back home. Yeah. Like already at rock bottom to have to move back in with her parents after her husband abandoned her.
Mm-hmm. So one night, she sliced off her hand with industrial scissors designed to cut large bolts of fabric. Which I didn't know was a thing.
Yeah. Those like foot-long steel scissors. They're like shears.
Yeah. And then jumped out the window. Some articles say like because the pain was like she was underestimating the pain of it or something. And so then she jumped out the window. So her ghost is spotted on foggy nights, either outside the windows of the upper levels of the hotel where she jumped from, or just very sadly walking outside, unable to ever re-enter the Chelsea.
Does she have both hands?
Nadia is sometimes referred to as the severed hand ghost. Yeah.
Okay. That's rough.
Yeah, just the thought of doing that. Like
the thought of that happening to you, B, the thought of doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
That's maybe I'm underestimating the size of the scissors, but that feels like something you can't do in one go.
No.
Okay.
Just even like
I need to stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Starting and then following through. Like, good God. I can't imagine.
Mm-hmm. And then not going into shock immediately enough to then make a second attempt.
Yeah.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right. So before we get to our kind of third and final main ghost, I just want to run through some of the other creepy occurrences that I read about. Yeah. These ones just didn't have a ton of detail, but I thought were still worth sharing.
I love the small stuff.
Right? Okay, up first, my husband really enjoyed this one. There is a Great Depression era orphan boy ghost
Aw.
who kicks guests' shins and runs away cackling. Like just a little scamp in the afterlife.
You know what? I'm sure if that happened to me, I'd be pissed. But I love that for him.
Right? He's just, having
Little
fun.
rascal.
Yeah, he is a rascal.
That's what, you know what? That's what you call a good old-fashioned menace.
Yes.
He's a little menace.
I do not know if his name was Dennis, but yes. Definitely
We'll call
a
him
menace.
that.
Yes. Dennis the Menace. All right. One ghost is known as the Betty Boop ghost
Oh,
because she looks just like the cartoon character.
okay.
A couple of places claimed that she was like a call girl,
Mm-hmm.
but couldn't really confirm that. But they did all say that she looks like Betty Boop. And actually, a man once requested to change rooms after looking in the mirror, only to find Betty Boop looking back at him.
Like standing behind him, or like he was Betty Boop?
I think the way I read it was like he was Betty Boop. Like he couldn't, comb his hair or whatever because it was Betty Boop. But that's a good question.
Like she was like blocking his view of himself in the mirror.
I think so.
That's wild. Okay.
But that is purely, I think, me.
I mean, either way is still
Yeah.
horrifying to look in the mirror and see somebody you're not expecting to see in whatever way it is.
I think it's funny that my mind automatically was, oh, his face has been replaced with Betty Boop, and not the slightly more logical Betty Boop is behind him.
Either one, I
Yeah.
don't blame him for moving rooms.
Yeah, it's going to be a pass from me.
Can you imagine how freaked out you have to be to go down to the front desk and like you got to either suck it up enough to stay in the room or suck it up enough to be like, I have to talk to this desk clerk and they're going to think I'm insane.
Mm-hmm. You go down and you're just like, just wanted to make sure I'm familiar with all the amenities and features of my room. Are any of them mirror based?
Can I double check my contract real quick?
Were there any connections to a cartoon character from like the 30s? Am I in that room? Okay, I did not mean to book that room. I'm gonna need to change. Thank you.
I didn't get warned about that when I checked in. So I'd like a change, please.
Yeah. That feels reasonable to me.
Imagine if each room had its own warning when you checked in.
By the way, there might be a woman hunched in the corner crying. There might be a cartoon character in the mirror.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah. We'll give you a discount. If it's that $1,700 a night room, I don't know. Tell me what to expect.
Imagine if they said that, and then if you did come down and change rooms, then that's like their official disclaimer, and they're like, we warned you, and legally, we do not owe you a change of room. You
That's
have to
right.
rent a new room.
Yeah.
Wild.
You thought we were joking? Oh, you fool.
That's on you.
That's right. Always take them seriously. Read that fine print. All right. There are just, some general reports of shadow-like beings disappearing into walls.
Oh, of course.
Ghosts dressed in clothes from other centuries roaming the kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I assume they mean, before the 20th century, because that doesn't seem as scary.
Imagine you turn the corner and it's like a ghost in like 2005 clothes, like trying to get a signal on their flip phone or something.
Have you ever seen posts like that where it talks about, eventually when like our generations become ghosts, we're going to be like singing Britney Spears and wearing low-rise jeans or whatever. Like we can't all be Victorian.
You try to talk to somebody on a Ouija board and it's just like text
Yeah.
chat.
Lol.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, we're all going to be like in the nursing home doing that. So that'll be another fun moment. Now, before I go on, let me ask you, Jordan, how do you feel about clowns?
Circus clowns and mascots, I appreciate in principle. I don't want them getting too near me,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just because I'm awkward and I don't know how to interact with somebody who can't speak to you.
True.
Now, Commedia dell'arte and like professional, like actual circus clowns, I have great respect for and I do enjoy watching them perform because that is an art.
I have respect for it, but it creeps me the hell out. So
We went to Cirque du Soleil once and I greatly enjoyed those clowns. Like those were professionals
Yes.
and they knew what they were doing.
I did see a Cirque du Soleil show in Vegas that I really liked, but I just remember in high school theater studying the Commedia dell'arte and hating it so much. But I personally am not a big clown fan.
Yeah.
in
If
general.
it's like some guy in like a parking lot carnival, I'm like, yeah, you make your money the way you need to, but don't make it near me.
It's not here.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've established that, how do you feel about a floating clown head that laughs in your face?
Is this the second decapitated clown ghost that we've talked about on this podcast?
It might be.
Remember when I was talking about my London trip at the Royal Theatre at
Oh,
Drury
yeah.
Lane? And that clown that got beheaded because he didn't want to be buried alive?
Do you think he's traveled?
Maybe. What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, no, that's worse. At least the London guy had a name.
Yeah.
He was documented.
So, I mean, this might just be like some kind of poser trying to be like him, or I don't know. But
God, okay.
yeah, this was literally like just a 2-line thing.
Oh my God, that's it. Just a decapitated head that floats up
and laughs in your face, which personally, like, I don't feel great about.
No.
Yeah.
What do you do in that
Pee my
situation?
pants. That's what I do.
Probably pass out. Like, just body shuts down.
Yeah.
No body. Like I think the London guy, like, at least it was him carrying around his head.
Yeah.
This is just
said,
floating.
Floating clown head that laughs in your face.
That's personal.
right.
Sorry. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. That's Okay, there was also one story about this man who claimed that a ghost handed him a glow-in-the-dark frisbee.
What?
And that's all there is, but that's so hilariously specific.
I choose to believe that that's true, but it wasn't a ghost. It was just some random person in the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, it very easily could have been.
Some crazy tenant just like,
Hey, man.
here you go.
Wanna play
Just walks-
frisbee?
Doesn't even say anything.
Yeah.
Just like a drive-by. Like just walking
Yeah.
down the hallway and then like just thrusts it in their hand and doesn't stop moving.
I think it might have been in his room.
Oh.
though. Yeah.
Oh.
Like maybe woke him up. Which, you know, if it's nighttime, you're going to need a glow-in-the-dark frisbee if you want to play. But just like, hey, man, you want to play frisbee?
That or you like you wake up and you have a frisbee and you're like, man, I got real drunk last night and I don't remember my night, so I'm just gonna say that a ghost gave me this because I don't know where else it would come from.
He didn't want to admit.
What the hell?
Must have been a ghost. I do say that to my husband, like if, you know, sometimes I'll like take a fry off his plate or something. Like it must have been a ghost. I don't know.
That is so weirdly specific though.
Yeah.
Not even just a frisbee, a glow in the
Glow
dark.
in the dark. That's what I liked.
Okay.
For-
Anything that's so weirdly specific, like or weirdly detailed, you have to believe it.
Yeah. Because why? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you make up a frisbee first of all, and then kick it up a notch, glow in the dark? Like, and sir, if you did make that up, well done. It deserves to be mentioned on a podcast.
Yeah.
Some guests hear hypnotic voices trying to lure them into rooms, which is creepy. And then, of course, we have a lot of the standard, you know, flickering lights, faucets turning on and off, all of that kind of thing. Now, this one I felt was like weirdly sweet. One resident reported encountering the ghost of her former dog, Maggie.
Aww.
She said that she distinctly felt Maggie jump on the bed and plop herself right by her feet.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was super
That's
cute.
cute. So I wonder, that makes me think if this hotel is like a thin space in the Vale, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's been, and I'll get into it in a little bit, or no, it's up next. There's a lot of talk about like thin space, portals, you know, this is no ordinary place. And then my last of the one-offs is I just saw some references to a quote, gray man. And I searched, but I couldn't find any details on that other than the...
Well, you know, that's your standard ghost whenever you're talking about any place. Everyone's going to have a gray man.
Right? All I could find was references to the presence of a gray eminence.
Oh, ooh.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
A little step up. But of course, you know, you've already had a gray man on the podcast.
beach, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you're right. It is just a standard...
You got your woman in white and your gray man.
Always colors.
Yeah.
Ghosts and colors. Now, I did stumble across a book in my research that I wasn't able to track down in time for the episode because I was traveling for work. But I thought that it sounded like a really interesting read. So it's called Inside the Dream Palace, The Life and Times of New York's Legendary Chelsea Hotel
Okay.
by Cheryl Tippins. And so, as a part of her research for the book, she checked into the hotel for 4 days and she brought a medium with her to investigate the reports of paranormal activity.
I hope they had a fun little sleepover in that
Right?
room.
Yeah. Just, nonstop 4-day sleepover with the Ouija board.
Hey, that's what we're going to do.
Right? Yeah.
We're going to bring a Ouija board. We're going to bring a EMF detector.
Glow in the dark frisbee.
Yeah. And a cassette recorder.
Yes.
And God, I have so much respect for people who do EVP recordings.
Oh, right.
Because just the fact that you have to sit there and listen to like dead silence and static
Hours and
hours for like a whisper of a possible word.
Yeah.
I could not.
No. Well, the good news for us is that ours will only be one night because we can afford more.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Yeah. Okay. So we're just gonna like absolutely the equivalent of binging an entire series, that's going to be our experience. So after the experience, the medium said that she is not interested in returning to the Chelsea.
Oh.
And she feels it's the second most haunted place in New York City, second only to the New York Public Library.
Ooh.
So you might have a suggestion for a future episode there. I did briefly start to go down that rabbit hole of like maybe this would be a better one, but I had already put so much into this. I said no.
Well, I know that the library is really haunted because that's why Ghostbusters had their first little scene there. Is like that was all based on like true accounts and stuff.
And see, I only knew of Ghostbusters. So I was like, well, it's got to be true. So anyway, the medium said that the Chelsea is, quote, extraordinarily populated with ghosts. And she talked about them filling the lobby, lingering in the elevator, and dozens crowding around the bed, all eager to tell their stories.
So on the one hand, I see both sides. On the one hand, as a medium, it would be really cool to be able to see and communicate with dead people when you want.
Sure.
On the other hand, you can't turn it off. And I can understand why that would be really, really annoying. It's like literally that meme where the ghosts are like, hey, you can see me? Hey, everybody, this person can see us. Like, we got to, like, let's interact with them.
Yeah.
Like, no, leave them alone, one at a time.
It's funny you should mention.
Oh.
The problem is I can't share any of the stories of those dozens of ghosts with you because all of these ghosts are regularly drowned out by our final main character ghost, Larry the Hipster Ghost. I'm going to go ahead and spoiler alert and tell you I have no idea why Hipster is in the name.
Okay.
Like, does he just like a lot of obscure stuff that he tries to like subtle brag about? I don't know.
And you got to be real pretentious to be labeled the hipster in a building full of artistic ghosts of New York City.
They're like, we know we're bad, but get a load of this fucking guy.
That's on a whole other level. Oh my God.
Yeah. So not a whole lot of specific details about Larry. He does appear to be from the 1960s, but again, hipster, he could just be like going for kind of a retro look.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, including that of this medium, he is very talkative. Mm-hmm. He's more than happy to chat with guests about his life, the lives of his fellow ghosts, and the history of the hotel in general.
Wait, so he won't shut up about himself, but nobody knows for sure when he's from?
None of the things that I read referenced it. It mostly talked about just like, this guy doesn't shut up. And the other ghosts
so
can't
annoying
get...
that we just tuned him out.
Yeah. I know he was talking. And be damned if I could tell you what about. He's probably given him like so much wisdom and insight, and he just needs to learn to moderate.
Brevity.
Yes. Now, some say that Larry is responsible for spreading a rumor that there is a secret chamber under the hotel.
Oh. Larry said, I'm dead and I'm going to stir some shit up.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's been too boring around here for too long.
Mm-hmm. If there's one word I would use to describe everything I read about the Chelsea Hotel, boring would not make the cut.
Okay, so a rumor of a secret chamber.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Larry also regularly tells people that everything inside the hotel is real, but everything outside is just an illusion.
Oh my God. This is his afterlife.
Yeah.
He's in a matrix of his own making, and he's convinced everybody else is a part of it in his own afterlife.
For sure. So in my head, I am imagining all of the other ghosts just like rolling their eyes behind Larry's back, or like getting really frustrated with him for trying to hog all the attention. Mm-hmm. Like I'm picturing all of them crowded around the medium's bed, and Larry's like front and center.
Who hasn't slept in 4 days.
Right, yeah. And he's just chattering away, and there's, like, again, like a Victorian ghost behind him, like, oh my God. Shut up, Larry.
God, I'm naming him Larry.
Right? Yeah.
Because I assume we don't actually know who he is. So who picked the name Larry?
Yeah. I mean, I assume it's his name, but, like, I couldn't find anything about his life.
People just be naming spirits.
Yeah. They're like, this guy's a Larry if I ever saw one.
God, Larry, shut up.
Sorry to all the Larrys out there. Guys out here giving you a bad name. So I am incredibly confident that I could have done an even deeper dive into the Chelsea Hotel, the history, the hauntings, everything. Honestly, there's an almost overwhelming amount of information out there. I did have to draw the lines somewhere. So those are some of the ghosts and spooky goings on at the Chelsea Hotel.
Nice. I didn't know literally any of that. I don't know why I've heard of the Chelsea Hotel.
Well,
maybe just because
it's very famous.
Yeah, just fancy. But I couldn't tell you a thing about it or what it looked like.
It's referenced in a lot of like songs and poems, and I know I've heard it referenced, in various pop culture things before. But yeah, I didn't know anything super specific.
Well, now I really want to go.
Right? But yeah, we definitely need to look at pictures.
Maybe, is there still a cafe? Maybe we could, I don't know, we could go get coffee there one day and hope to see Dennis the Menace or something.
Yeah. Just like, wearing like shorts, putting shins on full display, roaming the lobby.
I'll walk around with like a Polaroid around my neck and be like, oh, wow, I wish somebody would come tell me about their life story. All the men these days are just so boring.
And alive. Yeah. I do know there is a restaurant, I think it's next door, not in the hotel proper, called Don Quixote. But I don't know about like a cafe or anything. We can look it up.
Okay.
I bet there is.
Well, surely if there used to be one, then surely they didn't completely retrofit the restaurant and the cafe. Well, you said there's a kitchen.
Yeah.
So surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we could go suggest it. There's a lot of opportunities for us, I will say the pictures I saw of the interior now did look much more modern.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, so I don't think it's lost all of that old world charm, but
yeah, no, that's the kind of building you got to lean into it because that's why people are going.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want clean lines and
no.
We're not monochromatic.
If I'm staying at the Chelsea, I'm staying there because I don't want to stay in a modern hotel.
Exactly. So, but I guess we'll just have to go and find out for ourselves.
Listen to that, marketing directors. We should run the world.
I've been saying that for years. But nobody asks me.
Okay, well, thank you. That was very interesting.
You are welcome.
We don't have a listener story this week, so yeah, that's it. Thank you for putting in that work. And if you have an experience that you would like to share for us to share on your behalf or anonymously on the podcast, you can find us on most social medias at egagspodcast, or you can email us at egagspodcast@gmail.com, or you can fill out the submission form on our website, which is egagspodcast.com. And that's about it. So thank you very much for joining us. I'm Jordan.
I'm Erin.
And this is Everybody's Got a Ghost Story.
What's yours?